The Lone Ranger rides again.
Tony, you must have learned something important to be riding that fast.
Me just talked to Chief Swift Arrow. Him say Padre and San Brado send word him want to see you. Him also say Padre try to find you one, maybe 2 moon.
Then it must be urgent. Padre knows we intended stopping at his mission within the next few days. Yet he wants us to come right now.
Well, that's true. It must be something important, Kimasabi. We go see him now?
Yes, Tonto. Let's go.
How's it going, Jeff?
Howdy, Sheriff.
I wish you didn't have to hear them putting up the scaffold.
Well, that's all right, Sheriff. But have you learned anything yet?
Just got a telegram from the governor himself. He'll give you a stay of execution if you'll talk. Innocent or guilty, you're protecting someone. Who is it?
I've said all I'm going to.
Jeff, I'd hoped you'd begin to weaken. I hate to tell you, but you're going to have company right shortly.
Not Ruth. Now, I told you I didn't want to see her again.
I know you love the gal. You're scared to see her for fear she'll break you down and make you talk. Well, I haven't seen her today.
Well, then who's coming?
The fellow they call Mr. Smith, the one who always wears a black hat, keeps a fresh flower in the lapel of his coat. He wants to measure you.
Oh, him.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
It's all right, Sheriff. I understand.
Well, I'll have to get back to the office. Jeff, if you change your mind, just sing out. The governor's secretary will be standing by for any last-minute word.
I can tell you right now, Sheriff, there won't be any word.
Welcome, my friends.
Hello, Father.
I knew you both would come.
We came straight to the mission when the Indians gave us your message.
You are very kind. Now, here is someone I want you to meet. Ruth, these are the 2 men I told you about.
I've heard so much of you. You will try to save Jeff, if it's not already too late. You see, tomorrow they're going to hang Jeff.
What did Jeff do?
Nothing. Nothing at all. He's innocent. And I'm responsible for his being in jail.
How'd that happen?
Jeff and I were engaged to be married. I worked for the bank at San Brado.
Go ahead.
The bank had a large amount of money to ship. Usually the shipments were made by stage, but because there'd been so many holdups, Mr. Quincy decided to send an empty strongbox on the stage and ship the money secretly on the freight wagon.
I see.
Mr. Quincy and I were the only ones that knew about the arrangements until I confided in Jeff. I can't keep anything from him.
And money stolen?
Yes. The outlaws let the stage go by, then held up the freight wagon and killed the driver.
And that proves they had inside information. Has any of the stolen cash been recovered?
No, my son. And if it is not, many people may lose their lives' savings. The loss, unfortunately, was large enough to force the banks to close its door.
That stolen cash must be recovered. If we can recover the money, it's quite possible we'll clear Jeff. What made the sheriff suspect Jeff?
When I was questioned, I had to admit that I had told Jeff how the money was being shipped. Jeff said he was out riding fence alone at the time of the robbery. He couldn't prove an alibi, so he was arrested.
You think he could have given this information to someone else?
He denied it at the trial. I had to testify against him. And he was convicted.
Why are you so sure Jeff innocent?
Sometimes, my son, we must believe what our hearts tell us is true, for no other reason than it is our heart that speaks.
I'd like to know more about Jeff.
He and his younger brother, Jim, were orphaned at childhood. Jeff has been both father and mother to his brother ever since. There's nothing Jeff wouldn't do for Jim. He's proved that many times.
Ruth, would Jeff protect you if he thought you were involved in the holdup?
Yes, but...
Or his brother Jim if he knew he was guilty?
You mean you think Jim is in on the robbery and that Jeff is protecting him?
It could add up to that. Jeff wouldn't go to the gallows for any other man.
But what can we do? There's so little time left.
Afraid we can't do much of anything until we make certain that Jim was really in on the holdup.
How can we do that?
There may be a way, but I'll need your help.
I'll do everything I can.
Good. Now, here's a plan I think will work. You find Jim.
You know, Jim, I just can't believe that your brother Jeff is guilty of murder and robbery. He's just not the type. And to think they're going to hang him tomorrow morning. No, sirree, I just can't make myself think that he did it.
You have to keep talking about it. Does everybody in town have to keep talking about it? What are you going to try to do to me?
Sorry, Jim, I didn't mean. I guess I better get back to the kitchen. Oh, hello, miss.
Jim,
Oh, Ruth. Won't you sit down?
Jim, you were in that holdup. You're letting Jeff hang for something you did.
Well, you're loco, Ruth. Why?
Jeff told you about that gold shipment just as I told it to him. He trusted you, and you betrayed him.
Well, you don't really think that, do you, Ruth?
Yes, I do, Jim. And I believe the man who told me.
Was it Jeff?
I'm not saying who it was, but I'll tell you this. You have to do something to keep Jeff from hanging.
What can I do?
You can work that out with whomever was in the holdup with you. But if you don't, Jeff can save himself by talking.
He wouldn't.
Wouldn't tell on you? Is that what you were going to say, Jim?
I'm not saying anything more.
Well, I am. It's my last word. The sheriff will know about you in the morning if you don't do something to save Jeff.
Wait, Ruth, wait!
I did just as you said.
How did he act?
He's scared. I'm sure he's guilty.
Look, Kimasabi.
He's heading out of town just as I thought he would.
Then we can tell the sheriff that Jeff's protecting his brother.
Our finding out that Jim was one of the holdup men won't clear Jeff in the eyes of the law. Both he and his brother could have been mixed up in the holdup.
Well, then we're really not getting anywhere.
We'll do our best to clear Jeff. Come on, Tonto. We're trailing Jim.
Good luck.
What are you doing up here?
I had to see you, Luke. We gotta do something.
What do you mean we gotta do something?
When Jeff's girl was just talking to me, she just as much as said that Jeff's gonna talk unless we save him.
I thought that noble brother of yours wouldn't ever blab your name.
He must have weakened or something. Anyway, I don't want him to hang. He's been mighty good to me.
You blew your share of the money we got in hiring a lawyer for him.
But it didn't save him. So we gotta break him out of jail tonight.
You know we can't do that. There's too many deputies hanging around. We'd both get ourselves killed.
No, but if we don't get him out before morning, well, he'll talk, and then they'll come and arrest me.
Yeah, that's right. Then the only thing to do is to head for New Laredo. Once we're in Mexico, no sheriff in the States can touch us. And if we keep out of trouble on their side of the border, the rurales will leave us alone. It's as easy as that.
I don't care. I'm not gonna run away and let my brother hang. I'm gonna give myself up.
No, you ain't. No time at all you'd be shooting your mouth off about me.
No. No, Luke, you got me all wrong. No, I wouldn't say nothing about you. Honest, I wouldn't. I won't talk.
No, Jim, I don't think you will. I don't think you'll talk to anybody.
No, no!
Shots come from that way, Kimasabi.
Come on, Tonto. Easy, boy. Take it easy.
Let me try to follow a person who do this.
No, this boy's life is more important.
Him hurt bad?
Yes. We'd better get him to a doctor as soon as we can.
Water. Let me get canteen and bandages.
All right. Take it easy. Take it easy. I've got to get back to town before it's too late. Yes, Jim. I know.
You know my name.
We followed you here from the cafe.
Jeff always said owl hoots play a losing game. I never would believe him.
Save your strength, Jim. We'll get you to a doctor quickly.
No, gotta talk now. Luke Bannon and I stole the money. Jeff didn't know anything about it.
And your brother was protecting you?
Yes. Gotta save Jeff.
Was it Banner who shot you?
Yes. He took my horse. He's heading for New Laredo. Gotta save Jeff. He was the best brother in the world. I was a fool. Tell Jeff I'm sorry.
The young feller dead?
Yes, Tonto. But before he died, he cleared his brother of any connection with the robbery.
Will you ride to town now and tell the sheriff?
I'm afraid that won't do any good. Without some concrete evidence or a confession, the sheriff might think it's a plan to save Jeff.
Not true, but how we get proof?
Jim said the man who shot him was also involved in the holdup. A confession from him will save Jeff.
Him ride away fast, him plenty far by now.
Yes, Tonto, I know. But Jim said he was headed for New Laredo. We'll go there.
What do we do with body, Kimasabi?
We'll dig a shallow grave here. Later we can send the authorities back for the body. We don't have time to notify them now. Every minute we delay brings Jeff closer to the gallows for a crime he didn't commit.
Jeff, Ruth's outside. She wants to see you.
You know, Sheriff, I told you I didn't want to see her again.
I don't understand it, but she says a masked man and an Indian are trying to help you. She said they think you're trying to cover up for your brother. Anything to that, Jeff?
Leave Jim out of this, Sheriff.
Was he in that holdup?
Isn't it enough you're gonna hang me? Do you have to drag that poor kid into it, too?
Jeff, your time's running out fast. If you want to talk, we're still holding a wire open to the governor's house.
All right, I'll talk. I planned the holdup. I shot the driver. I took the money. I'll tell the governor that.
You mean you're confessing?
Sure, I did it. Why not? That's what you wanted to hear, isn't it?
Who helped you, Jeff?
Oh, some fellow from below the border. I don't know his name. He's probably back in Mexico now. Why don't you go and leave me alone, Sheriff?
Jeff, what shall I tell Ruth? She's still waiting outside.
Tell her it's better this way, that I don't want to see her again.
Are you sure that's all you want me to say?
Well, tell her goodbye, too.
All right. I will.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Look, Kimasabi.
If I'm not mistaken, it's Captain Sancho.
That good, him friend.
Sancho has been on the border patrol for a long time. Few rurales know this territory better than he does.
Look like we catch Captain at siesta time.
Yes, Tonto. But sometimes Sancho's seemingly disinterested attitude has caused many outlaws to become careless and lead to their undoing. Perhaps he can help us. Come on. Buenos dias, Captain Sancho.
Madre mía.
¿Cómo está usted?
¿Cómo está? It's good to see you again, amigos.
We're sorry to disturb your siesta hour.
Well, that's all right. We shall sit and rest.
Some other time. Tonto and I have some information we'd like to get from you.
Information? I will tell you all I can.
Did you see someone ride by here on a black horse, heading for New Laredo?
Si, senor. I see him just before I start my siesta, and the way he was riding, he must be there by now. I have seen him many times in Nuevo Laredo.
Do you know him?
Only that he spends much dinero when he comes into my country.
Do you know where I can find this man?
I think so. He likes a small cantina at the end of town.
Tonto, this is better luck than we could have hoped for.
This senor who ride the black horse, he do something bad? That why you look for him?
Him plenty bad. Him kill man this morning.
Si, my friends, that is bad.
Tonto, I want you to ride to San Brado. Get Sheriff Tate.
Senor, do you forget? Your sheriff has no authority this side of the border. Even if he kill a man in your country, you cannot arrest him in my country.
I know that, Captain.
And if the man has not broken the law here in Mexico, then there is nothing that can be done.
I think something can be done. Sancho, I'm going to count on you and one of my disguises to help me. Senor,
Yeah? What do you want?
You are the man I'm looking for, I think. You don't mind if Pedro sit down?
It wouldn't matter if I did.
You work for the rebel army, si, senor?
Me? No.
You are not with the revolutionists?
I don't know anything about them.
I understand, senor. You want to be sure of me before you speak to me. You are very smart.
What do you mean?
With all the money you carry for expenses, you have to be very careful. So do I.
Now see here, stranger.
Soldados. I thought I had gotten rid of them.
There they are.
They have spotted me.
You mean they're after you?
Si, senor. They are after both of us. Do not try to resist them.
You are both under arrest.
So what do you think you're doing?
Do not try to fight. They shoot us on the spot.
Now look here, whatever your name is. You're making a mistake. I've never seen this critter before. He just came in here.
Perhaps the senor he speak the truth, but I look for a man who look like you, now I find him. Juan, let's take the revolutionists to prison.
You can't do this. I haven't done anything wrong.
And if this one tries to make the escape, shoot him. Now we go. Come.
Fine kettle of fish you got me into.
Pedro, sorry.
Me, of all people, hold up in a Mexican calaboose. Boy, I ought to... What was that?
The soldados practicing.
What for?
Do you not know the revolutionists in Mexico face the firing squads?
But I'm an American. I'm not a revolutionist. If you hadn't stopped to talk to me, I wouldn't be here.
I'm sorry, senor. I make the big mistake. But if you were the man I thought you were, we would not have to worry about the firing squads.
What do you mean by that?
The man I was supposed to meet, he have lots of money. He could buy his way out of these prisons.
How much money was he supposed to have?
Pedro not know, senor.
Maybe I got some money.
Were you not searched?
I was searched, all right, but they looked in my pockets. A man can carry cash in a money belt beneath his shirt. But let me get it straight. Unless we get out of here, we're going to face a firing squad. Is that it?
Si, senor. But if you have money, you can buy us out of this prison. We could get safely across the border, I think.
Well, it's worth a try. I don't hanker to be shot at sunrise.
Silencio. The guardia is coming. Get your money by now. Pronto.
I don't know how I ever got into this jam.
Guard. Guardia! Guardia!
Si, senor. Do you want something?
Take a look.
Ay, caramba, dinero.
The money, it is yours, senor, if you open these cell bars.
Perhaps, amigo, we should discuss a little more softly.
Keys, pronto. Do not make any noise, senor, or you are finished.
Zeus, be quiet, senor.
Well, we didn't even need the money. I have to hand it to you. You did that one slick.
See, that way, there is the door to the back of the prison. Vámonos.
There they go.
Buenas noches, amigo.
Who is he?
He is a friend. We always work together. Come on, senor. He has some hot coffee on the fire.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Amigo, the coffee smells good. Senor, you know why I come to New Laredo?
Guess to find somebody mixed up in the revolution or something.
You're wrong. I look for men who take money that not belong to him. I think you that man.
Are you crazy?
The man I look for must be punished.
I told you once that I never worked with any revolutionists.
You have plenty of money with you. You're not going to say anything about the money until you think it gets you out of jail.
What are you trying to prove?
Stay.
You have money. You're the right man. You're the one I look for. Now we carry out punishment, eh?
Iron plenty hot soon.
You're not going to brand me. You've got me all wrong.
If you're not revolutionists, where you get money?
I earned it.
If you do not take money for work you're supposed to do for revolution, how you earn it?
I just earned it. All right, I stole it.
You stole it, eh? How I know you tell the truth?
I'll tell you everything. Then you will believe me.
Maybe, senor. Maybe not. But, Pedro, listen.
The money I got was my split in the holdup we pulled.
Who is this we you speak of?
His name is Jim Austin.
Kimasabi. If Austin tells same story, maybe this not man we want. You want me get his friend?
But Jim is dead.
You just try to waste time.
No, wait, please. Jim and I did steal the money, but I killed Jim.
Why you do that?
Well, his brother was convicted for having been in on the robbery. Jim was going to the sheriff to tell him the truth, that it was he and I. That's why I had to kill him. Now, are you satisfied you've got the wrong man?
No, Banner. We've got the right man.
You're doggone right.
What kind of a frame-up is this?
It's no frame-up, Luke. You're caught and you're going to pay for your crimes. And that money you stole will be returned to the bank.
You can't do anything to me. You can't arrest me while I'm on Mexican soil. I know the law.
You may know the law, but you're not in Mexico now. I'm taking you in for murder.
Not in Mexico?
No. You crossed the border about a mile back.
You tricked me.
Jeff, you sure must have thought a powerful lot of your brother. You know, you came mighty close to hanging.
I know, Sheriff, but Jim had always come first with me, and he wasn't bad, not all bad anyway.
That's right, Jeff. He was killed because he couldn't see you take the blame for something he did. Well, Tonto and I must be riding on. Ruth, I know you and Jeff will be very happy.
Say, masked man, you've got a right smart reward coming from the Sombrado Bank.
Give it to Ruth and Jeff for their wedding present. Adios.
You know, Sheriff, I didn't get a chance to really thank him for all he did.
He sure did plenty.
Who is he?
He's the best friend a person could ever hope to have. He's the Lone Ranger.
Hail Silver, hoy! Ranger rides again.
Look, folks, don't laugh. Suppose you had to say things like that night after night.
Just a minute, boy. If that wasn't funny, why do folks laugh and applaud?
They got to do something to stay awake.
You better behave yourself. You see those two gentlemen over there in the box?
You mean those two highbrows been laughing at your rotten joke?
That's Judge Jordan and Sheriff Bill Roberts.
Uh-oh. Look, Your Honors, I ain't swiped anything recently. Honest, I haven't.
That's because I've been watching you. Why don't you behave and be a good boy and make something of yourself?
I was doing all right till you started putting words in my mouth.
What do you mean doing all right? You never worked a day in your life.
Had a job at the Eagle Laundry.
A job at the Eagle Laundry? Well, you don't know how to wash clothes.
Maybe not, but I'm a whiz at washing eagles.
Be serious for a moment. Look out!
Well, Tonto, you're back early.
Me get bad news too, Kimasabi. Sheriff Roberts, him murdered last night.
Sheriff Roberts. I can't believe it. I wonder who did it.
Nobody know. Killer get away.
Roberts made Kingston one of the most law-abiding, prosperous towns in the West. This killer must be out to destroy all he's done.
That's plenty bad for Kingston.
Yes, and bad for the entire West. Get ready to break camp.
We go after Killer?
More than that, Tonto. We're going to help preserve the things Roberts stood for. Come on.
Well, Rocky, you're no longer just a deputy. You're the acting sheriff. Find Robert's murderer and you got a permanent job.
I'll find him, Judge. You know how I felt about Sheriff Roberts.
Yeah, we all feel the same way. Well, come on, boys. Sheriff Craig's got work to do. You know, strange how the killer could vanish so completely.
Nobody saw him. Everybody was looking at the stage.
Yeah, everyone except that actor Boswell.
I'm having him brought in for further questioning.
Good. Well, best of luck to you, Rocky.
Thanks, Judge. All right, Hatch. Meet Kingston's acting sheriff.
I'm sure glad everything went all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have this town eaten out of my hand.
I don't like this. Hide me in the back room of the sheriff's office.
Oh, stop worrying. Even if they found you, who's gonna recognize you?
What about that actor? Suppose he saw me.
That's why I'm keeping you here, to deal with him in case he did see something. Get out of sight. Here he comes. In here.
In here? Thank you, my good man. Did you wish to confer further with me concerning last night's tragedy?
I'll ask the questions here.
I'm not accustomed to being spoken to in such a manner. Yes, sir.
Boswell, last night I was patient with you. Today I want a straight answer. Can you identify the man who shot Roberts?
Naturally, I...
Yes or no?
No, I mean, well, if you put it that way, I suppose I can.
Are you sure?
Quite sure. Boswell never forgets a face or a voice.
Well, now that's better, Mr. Boswell. I admire your courage.
My courage?
We'll take care of you. Don't worry about the danger.
Danger?
Why, sure. This killer will stop at nothing to get the only witness. He'll shoot on sight. Say, you know, it might be a good idea to use him for bait.
Bait?
What's the matter?
I just remembered an important rehearsal.
You're not thinking of leaving town?
Oh, no, I'll be right back.
All right, but watch your step. And don't mention this talk to anyone.
Oh, no, I won't. Good day, gentlemen.
What's the idea? He's gonna skip town.
Yeah, you let him get away.
Yes, I know. Another killing in Kingston would look bad right now.
But as long as he's
He
alive...
ain't staying alive. 2 masked outlaws are gonna take care of him after he leaves town.
Meaning Al and me?
Yeah. Boswell's just gonna disappear.
Just look at this country. Wild, barren, uncivilized. What a relief it'll be to get back east.
Don't hand me that. You're running away.
Well, nobody's going to use Sidney Boswell for bait.
What else you good for, you no good cowardly ham?
Tonto, look.
Wagon come from Kingston.
Let's see if there's been any new developments. Come on.
Agnes. Don't shoot. Anything I have is yours, but don't shoot.
We're not going to rob you.
But that mask.
It's not the mask of a criminal.
Kimasabi, him have big wooden doll. What's your language, Redskin?
So you're a ventriloquist.
The world-renowned team of Boswell and Bosco at your service.
Funny jokes, polite patter, and snappy sayings.
Kimasabi, how can doll talk?
Quit calling me a doll or I'll fill you so full of splinters that you'll be a wooden Indian.
Mr. Boswell can throw his voice, Tonto. It only looks like Bosco's talking. Seriously, Mr. Boswell, have they caught the man who killed Sheriff Roberts?
Well, no, they hadn't when I left Kingston.
Did you know the sheriff?
Slightly. He is, or was, a fine man.
Well, we won't delay you any longer. Come on, Tonto. Adios.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Tonto.
For once, I agree with you. Despite the mask, you seem to be nice enough fella.
There's his wagon coming around the bend. We'll go for him as soon as he's out in the open. Come on.
More. Come on, Agnes, Clark, get out of here. Help me, hurry, get Come on, boy.
The shots came from back there. Let's find out.
Please, gentlemen, I'm only an humble entertainer. I have no money.
Stop blubbering. You got any prayers to get off your chest?
Prayers, please.
Hey, I don't like the looks of this. Let's get out of here.
Not before I... Let's go.
Are you all right?
I don't know. It's the first time anyone ever tried to murder me.
Why should anyone want to murder you, Mr. Boswell?
I'm sure I don't know.
Does this have anything to do with Sheriff Roberts' death?
No, absolutely not. I didn't see anything. I only...
Suppose you tell me about it.
Well, I guess it's hard to lie to a man that's just saved your life. I saw Roberts murdered.
Then you know who did it.
No, but I can identify him. That's why those men chased me. I had to run away.
Didn't the law offer you any protection?
Mr. Craig, the acting sheriff, said he'd take care of me.
I see. So you ran out on him. Mr. Boswell, when you're back east, you feel quite safe and secure, don't you?
Yes, of course.
It wasn't always that way. People had to fight, even die to establish the law and order you take for granted today. That's what we're doing in the West right now.
You're saying that it's my duty to go back to Kingston?
It's the duty of every citizen to help the men who enforce law.
What about it, Bosco?
That's what I've been saying all along. Let's go.
Good. We'll camp nearby. You stay with Tana while I ride into town.
Why are you going to town?
I'm going to tell Sheriff Craig about this so he can prepare ample protection for Mr. Boswell. You follow us.
Rocky, we're in trouble.
What do you mean?
I was just about to plug Boswell when a masked man and an engine run us off.
Run you off? Why, you lily...
You'd have run, too, if you'd have seen the way this guy could shoot.
Oh, forget it. Just because some galoot stages a holdup, that don't mean anything. Probably scared Boswell clear out of the state.
Well, I don't like it.
I don't like it either, but I ain't getting excited about it. Look, I'm running this town my way. You guys got nothing to worry about. You did cover your trail here, didn't you?
Yeah, sure.
And get out to my place and stay undercover. You're supposed to be out looking for Boswell.
All right.
I'll be out later.
I wouldn't reach for that.
What do you want?
Are you Craig?
Yeah. Who are you and why the mask?
My mask is on the side of the law. I wouldn't come here if it weren't.
Why did you come here?
I thought a lot of Bill Roberts and what he stood for. You found the man who killed him?
Not yet. My one witness was an actor fellow that skipped town. My men are out looking for him now.
They won't find him.
Why not?
Because I have him.
You have Boswell? Where, outside?
No, he's at my camp. It was careless of you to let him get away. Can you protect him if he comes back?
Protect him?
That's right. There was an attempt to murder Boswell this morning.
What?
I'll explain on the way to camp. Right now, the important thing is Boswell's safety.
Oh, don't worry. I'll look out for him personally.
Good.
That was no lady. That was my wife. Ha, ha, ha.
No, my friend. You got to work his lips faster. Throws my timing off. Now let's try it again.
Who that lady me see you with last night?
That was no lady. That is my squaw.
Tonto, I deeply fear that you're not destined for the stage. Perhaps it's just as well. You see... Well, Sheriff, we meet again. I'm afraid it caused you a little inconvenience.
Inconvenience? You had me scared to death.
You'll be safe now, Mr. Boswell. You're being placed in protective custody.
Custody? You mean I have to go to jail?
No, that's the first place they'll look for you. Sheriff Craig has arranged for you to stay at his home. We'll keep your wagon and Bosco here.
What? Leave Bosco?
If you attract too much attention going through town, there'll be another attempt on your life.
In that case, I'll be ready in a moment. Will you help me with my horse, Tonto?
Me be glad to help.
As soon as Boswell gets on his way, Tonto and I'll go after those two masked outlaws.
You've already done enough. Why not wait till my men get back?
Time's important, Craig. We'll let you know what luck you have. By the way, where will we find you?
I'll be at my place with Boswell till the men get back. He's got to be guarded.
All set, gentlemen. Goodbye, my friends. You will take good care of Bosco.
You not worry. Me take good care of little feller.
Come on, Boswell.
Now, don't ride too fast, Sheriff. Agnes and I have had a hard day.
You got all the luck.
It ain't luck, it's brains. It's the boss. And that actor's with him.
How do you figure he managed that?
I don't know. And I'm ducking till I find out. Come on.
Come in. It isn't much, but you won't have to put up with it long.
Then you have a suspect.
As a matter of fact, yes. Someone I'd like you to identify right now.
Here in this house?
No. Wait a minute. I'll have him brought in.
How'd you get him, Rocky?
Your masked pal set him right in my lap.
Why did you bring him here?
Because I want him to get a good look at a hatch.
That don't make sense.
Sure it does. If he can't identify you, we're in the clear. If he can, we'll finish that little job you started this morning.
What about the masked man?
Leave him to me. Now put your hands behind your back like they're tied. Bring him over here. That the man?
Let me get a better look at him. This light's different in here, you know. Have him turn his head that way.
You heard him.
That's it. He's the man. I'd recognize him anywhere.
You're crazy. I didn't go near Roberts last night.
Sidney Boswell never forgets that voice. Why, you're the man that tried to kill me. You unspeakable cur, I'd whip you within an inch of you.
You'd what?
His hands. Sheriff, look. Somebody stop him.
I'll do something. Do I finish him off? No. Tie him up and gag him.
What's the matter? You going soft all of a sudden?
That masked man knows I've got Boswell and he's coming here.
Coming here?
Yeah, and I've got a scheme to get rid of him. But I want Boswell alive until I know it'll work.
What's the scheme?
Well, first you're gonna tie me up.
No use, Tonto. We lost him.
Hard ground make it easy to cover tracks.
We'll go back and tell Craig not to send out a posse. Come on.
Stop worrying, Hatch. Nothing's gonna go wrong.
This hombre's smart, I tell you. I'm gonna be in the other room. One false move and I'll let him have it.
You're gonna stay in that closet with Boswell and keep him quiet.
He's gagged and out cold. What more can I do?
Here they come. Get to work.
You gonna gag me too?
No, lie down like you've been knocked out.
Take care of him. What happened, Craig? Are you all right?
They took Boswell. 2 masked men jumped us. Must have spotted us coming here.
When did this happen?
About an hour ago. Al, all right?
Him have big bump on head, but him be all right.
Do you recognize the men?
No. One of them said something about Deep Canyon. They may have taken him there. I'll get my other guns.
You'd better take it easy, Craig.
I gotta reach Boswell before it's too late.
You're in no condition to travel that far.
I'll organize a posse.
There isn't time. It'll be dark in a half hour. Tonto and I will head for Deep Canyon now.
I sure messed this up. If anything happens to Boswell...
Accusing yourself won't help. Montana, we've got to move fast.
Good luck, my friend. I'll never forget this.
He fell for it like a lead weight.
Yeah. And as soon as we put Boswell out of his misery, nothing can stand in my way.
Why you stopped, Kimasabi?
Tonto, Craig was lying. That cup of coffee on the table was still hot.
Still hot?
Yes. If Craig was tied up for an hour, as he claims, the coffee would have been cold.
Then why you not expose him?
Whoever tied him up probably had us covered. I couldn't take the risk.
If him lie, then maybe Talk Man, not a Deep Canyon.
That was just a trick to get us out of the way. And explain Boswell's disappearance.
You think him still at house?
I hope so, and I hope he's still alive. Let's go. I'll go in the front way. You work around to the back door.
I tell you, he's not going to be killed in this house. It'll be dark in a few minutes. You can cart him out in the desert.
All right. I'll go hitch up the wagon.
What happens when the masked men don't find Boswell at Deep Canyon?
I'll be just as unhappy as anybody else. Now, don't worry. I can handle that masked man. He's not as smart as some people think.
Don't make a move. Mr. Boswell, are you all right?
Uh-huh.
This is the end of your lives, Craig. Toss your gun over there. You! Hurry it up!
You're making a mistake. I was forced into this.
Where are your other men?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. You couldn't tie yourselves up. Where are they?
Now, listen, I can explain everything.
If there's any explaining to be done, Mr. Boswell can do it. Now untie him and no tricks.
One yip out of you and you're a dead engine. Come on.
Hurry it up.
The other man's out back. Watch out for him.
Thanks, Boswell. All right, you two. Get over there and be quiet.
Tonto.
Yeah, and I'm right back of 'em. Drop your guns or your pal's a goner.
Nice going, Hatch. Now we'll see who's talking big. Get over there, all of you.
Come on. The people of Kingston won't let you get away with this, Craig.
I'm running this town. And I'm going to start off by killing you.
You'll hang for it.
Not a chance. You three are going to disappear without a trace.
You're wrong, Craig. You don't think I came back without first seeing Judge Jordan, do you?
Jordan lives on the other side of town. You didn't have time.
How do you know I didn't arrange to meet him? How do you know Judge Jordan isn't outside right now?
I don't go for a crazy bluff like that. Jordan's nowhere near here.
You're wrong again, Craig.
Keep them covered, Tonto. I'll help you tie them up as soon as I free Mr. Boswell. I'm glad you understood my hints about Judge Jordan.
Sure, I understood. That was a magnificent fight.
Your throwing the judge's voice made it possible.
Well, for a ventriloquist of my standing, it was elementary.
We can never repay you, my friends. You not only brought a killer to justice, but you destroyed a plot to corrupt our town.
It's Mr. Boswell's evidence that'll do that, Your Honor.
I'm not forgetting. Mr. Boswell, your part in this shall not go unrewarded. The people of Kingston have taken up a collection, and they're going to give you...
I'm deeply gratified, Your Honor, but I seek no monetary reward unless you insist.
We do insist.
Well, these gentlemen should share in... they've gone.
And don't worry, they'll be back if we ever need them. You know who the masked man is, don't you?
Even the dummy'd know that. He's the Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger rides again.
And a bottle of rum. Drink and the devil has done the rest. Yee-ho, and a bottle of rum.
There's just one little old fella. Hardly pay us to throw down on him.
He's coming from town. Might be carrying grub.
Yes, and might be we'll get some breakfast after all.
Yee-ho, and I think I see somebody in the cottonwoods ahead. Get up!
Whoa.
Shell out, mister.
The proper phrase is your money or your life.
Be careful you don't lose both, old-timer. Shell out. What's that thing above your eyebrow?
I'm a watchmaker. Trini McArdle. Watchmaker, engraver, jeweler extraordinary to the town of Black Moccasin.
You got any watches?
At the moment, only my own.
Get it, Dave. What are you carrying in them sacks?
Dirt.
What?
Dirt. Earth. Common earth. Look for yourself.
Don't think I won't. Dave, the watch.
Do you mind if I put my whip away?
Go ahead.
Up! Hands up! Drop that knife. I told you it was only dirt. Strange, isn't it, for a man to be carrying sacks of dirt around?
Yeah.
But I don't want to hear any talk about it. What's your name?
Watkin. Lige Watkin.
Where from?
Over yonder?
Where to?
We got a pretty good idea.
Your partner's dead.
Lower that mask.
How did you do it?
A little invention of mine. Lige, you haven't got a very honest face.
Wouldn't leave a gold piece near yours. Well, if you're going to shoot, let's get it done.
You're a pretty tough customer, Lige. Not afraid to die, are you?
Not unless I'm talked to death.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I aim to have you live. You'd prefer that, wouldn't you?
I'd be beholden.
I might even find you a job.
Why should you?
Well, I need help. Besides, my business is expanding.
I don't know anything about watches.
I'm also an engraver.
Look, if you're just tantalizing me, you can go ahead and shoot.
But I'm not, Lige. I mean it. I could use a man like you, a killer and a thief. Make up your mind.
All right, I'll do it.
Good. Now, bury that thing over in the cottonwoods.
What'll I dig with?
Now, there's a problem. You could empty those sacks of dirt over them and bring them back to me at Black Moccasin. Do you think you're bright enough to find it?
About 3 miles down the road. The way you came.
That's right. You'll find my place right next to the bank on the main street. A very good location.
Horse with a broken shoe?
Ah, they go this way.
That would be about 2 or 3 hours ago. About an hour before dawn.
Kimasabe, them know we chased them?
I don't see how that's possible.
Then why they travel by night and they go fast?
Because they're afraid, Tonto. They've robbed too many banks and killed too many innocent people. They know sooner or later their crimes will catch up with them.
We go on some more. Silver Scout them need rest.
I don't like to push the horses, Tonto, but we're close to the end of the trail. The signs tell us that those Watkin boys haven't eaten for 24 hours. And Dave's horse needs a blacksmith.
That mean them have to find ranch or town.
The town of Black Moccasin is less than 5 miles away. The tracks point toward the road. Let's go. Tonto, how does a pile of dirt find its way to the middle of a road?
Maybe gopher.
No, a gopher pushes out finer dirt than that. Somebody must have been carting it.
Look, Kimasabe, blood.
And Dave Watkins' horse again. The buggy or a light wagon.
Them stop here, turn around, and go back.
Looks like another holdup for the Watkin brothers.
Them hold up buggy, shoot driver, then pull him out. Get into buggy and go to Black Moccasin.
What happened to the body? Dead.
Him not been dead long, Kimasabe.
No, this happened within the past hour. Some more of that soil.
Why somebody carry dirt around? Maybe got gold.
Nothing like that, Tonto. This is just soil. Not even good topsoil. Why should anyone be carrying it around in the early hours of the morning?
Up, boys. Get your hands up high. I can put out a candle at 40 paces, so don't try any funny business. Turn around. Take your guns out with your fingertips and throw them behind that tree. You in the mask. What's it for?
Does a mask need an explanation?
No, I reckon not. All right, no man has to show me his face or tell his name. Meet my brother. His name was Dave.
You have big fight?
I didn't do this. I was about to bury him. You two can do that for me. You happen to know a watchmaker in Black Moccasin? Name of Feeney McArdle. Little fella, knee-high with skunk and just as pleasant to have around.
Did he have anything to do with this?
Some.
How did it happen?
I don't know. He must have pulled some kind of low-down trick on Dave.
Kimasabe, him going to shoot.
Not as long as he needs us.
Next to me, there wasn't a gunslinger faster than Dave. And he had his gun out, covering the Sidewinder. I just can't figure it.
I've been wondering about those sacks of dirt.
Yes, and I've been wondering what makes you so curious. That's deep enough. It's a mighty friendly thing you two have done. It seems all wrong to have to pay you back like this.
Why do you do it?
Because I've made up my mind that you're no more road agent than I am peace officer. And because I want no man to be able to say he saw me alive around these parts.
The man who killed him saw you.
I got a hunch he won't talk much. Now take off that mask, unless you want me to do it afterward.
Well, Tonto, guess this is it.
I still don't get it. A masked man and an Indian walk in here, bold as brass, tell me a wild story about Feeney McArdle and the Watkin brothers, and expect me to believe them.
I told you before, my mask was on the side of law and order. We came to you for information. Do you think we would have walked in here with our guns holstered if I weren't telling the truth?
Well, no, that part of your story makes sense. All right, mister. I'll take you on trust. But I don't have to believe everything you've told me, especially that part about Feeney McArdle shooting Dave Watkin.
Lige Watkin was there when it happened. It's my guess he'll come here to get even with Feeney.
Why, it don't ring true, mister. Feeney McArdle wouldn't step on a bug.
When did McArdle settle down here?
About 2 years ago. Moved his watchmaking shop next to the bank. And he's been the quietest, most decent citizen we've ever had.
Was he in town this morning?
Goes out every morning, bright and early. He has to get some air in his lungs. Sits over his watchmaking all day and works half of the night.
Why should he carry sacks of dirt out of town? And another thing that puzzles me. The way the bullet went through Dave. Not horizontally, but as though McArdle held the gun with his feet.
That's not possible.
I know, Tonto. Yet the bullet went in on an upward path.
You're way off the trail. If Feeney McArdle killed a desperado, wouldn't he come in here and tell me about it?
Would he?
Sure.
Then why didn't he?
Because he didn't do it. And I'll tell you something else, mister. That little fella never handled a gun in his life. All he knows is watches.
He couldn't fire the gun with his feet. And Dave had the drop on him. Sheriff, I'd like to look at that buggy he was driving. Where does he keep it?
In the stable, back of the store.
I'm going to bend the minute hand up so it catches against the glass and the watch won't work. Tommy, you take it in there. Keep him busy while I look around. Let me have your knife.
This tunnel goes right through to the bank. Comes up under a broom closet, where nobody can notice the loose boards.
Well, if the tunnel's finished, why do you keep digging?
I want to enlarge this into an underground room. Special work. Might come in handy.
And what you dig, you smuggle out of town in them sacks before anybody's awake, huh?
That's right. Dump it in an old mine shaft, where it don't draw any attention.
Then where do I fit in? If this tunnel leads to the bank and you've got the combination to the safe...
I can open it blindfolded. I've opened it 50 times.
Then why do you want me to stage a holdup? Why don't you just go in and clean the stuff out yourself?
I want to do it slowly, my own way.
What way is that?
Got $20?
Think so. Yeah.
There. Nobody lost anything by that, did they?
Well, I don't see how. Paper's as good as gold.
Some paper. You just lost $20. That bill is counterfeit. Oh, you can't spot it. I'm the best engraver in the business. and that's my business. Make 'em, switch 'em, have the bank pass 'em. Smart, eh?
Yeah, plenty.
Only trouble is, there's a federal bank examiner due here just about now. And those guys can almost smell the bad stuff.
I think I understand.
There's about $20,000 up in that safe. Most of it's bad.
What's that?
Means somebody just came into my shop. You stay here. You stage a hold up in that bank this afternoon in broad daylight and clean it out. And nobody will know if the money is counterfeit. And I can go on with my little business.
And what happens to me?
You'll be taken care of. You got my word on it.
You too, mister. You got my word.
Hello. What can I do for you?
You look inside, maybe fix.
Where'd you get a gold watch? Well, you've got a broken mainspring there, and I'll have to replace the pivot. Come back in a couple of days.
That watch not so broke before.
What do you know about watches? You brought it in for repair, didn't you?
You fix too much, me take.
Oh, don't be hasty. I'll give it another look. That's a very fine timepiece. You're a stranger in town, aren't you?
Me have some friends.
Yeah? Law-abiding ones, I hope. Tell me, why were you trying to open that door?
Nobody here. Me think somebody there.
That's a logical explanation for any day. But not today. Lige, come on up. Lige, I want you to look at somebody. All right, you. In there.
Where's your pal?
Him close by.
Yes, I believe that. The minute you set eyes on him, you know they go together like hominy and grits. The fella in the mask won't be far away.
And you don't think that's safe?
Look, I've tangled with the two of them before, and I've told them about you. I ain't holding up no bank while one of them's on the loose.
All right, we'll eliminate both of them.
We?
I will. This fella didn't come in here without his partner knowing about it. So his partner's probably waiting for him outside. Tie him up.
Why don't we just shoot him?
Here? And have a body to carry away? Tie him up and put him in the tunnel. Is the other one as dangerous as this one?
He's worse. Now do you feel so easy about taking care of him?
Well, I don't intend to give him an even break. Only fools do that. Tie him up. I'm going for a drive in my buggy.
What for?
You want the coast clear when you rob the bank, don't you?
Why, sure, but...
And if that masked man is interested in me, too, I'll give him a chance to get into some real trouble.
Reckon you fixed that watch so good, Feeney can't make it go again.
Maybe it isn't the watch that's keeping Tonto there. He may have run into trouble.
Great snakes, man. Even to what you suspicion is fact. What could little Feeney McArdle do against Tonto?
Lige Watkin might be in there, too. Did you ever think of that?
Well, I'll go right over and find out.
Hold on, Sheriff.
Hey, that is kind of funny. Of course, Tonto might not be there at all.
That's his horse outside the store. I'm going after McArdle.
What about Tonto?
If he's in there, he's probably all right. He can take care of himself. I'll be back.
Get him! Get him! Go on, go on!
You're in a stranger?
Well, when I saw a man in a black mask riding after me.
This isn't a holdup. I wanted to talk to you.
Oh, certainly. But Lige Watkins?
Then you do know him.
I even know he's going to hold up the bank this afternoon.
The bank?
Yeah, move closer and I'll tell you more. That's right. Now, let's settle down and talk. And I was told you were dangerous. Well, the bank will be closed in a couple of minutes. They've all left now, but Banker Huggins and the chief clerk. That means the safe is still open. You shouldn't have any trouble.
Don't worry, I won't.
And don't make any mistake about where we meet afterwards.
Same grove of cottonwoods where I buried my brother.
Yeah, you better get going. His brother?
That him?
Lige Watkins.
Why, that sneaking little Feeny McArdle. That lying, bat-eared runt.
He wasn't lying about the holdup. Elijah's heading for the bank.
I hate crooks. Watch me stop him at the door.
None of that, Sheriff. We want to take him alive if possible.
All right, mister. But if he shoots Banker Huggins, that blood's on your hands.
Banker Huggins won't provoke him. At this moment, his chief clerk is covering Lige from a closet.
How do you know?
I arranged it with them before I came back here.
Jumping wildcats, man. I'm the sheriff around here. I like to be told about these things.
The one thing I'd like to tell you is how things are with Tonto. But all this is building a road that'll take us to him.
Indian, that was his brother you buried this morning. Lige Watkins' brother. You know what Lige thinks he's gonna do? He thinks he's gonna get that money and then shoot me. We can't let that happen, can we? I think I'll have to change my plans and do something I didn't intend to do. Think I'll have to let that bank examiner find those counterfeit bills on Lige.
I can't let him get away with it. You sneaking, hypocritical little sidewinder. Drop that gun.
Just doing your work for you, Sheriff. That fella's a bank robber.
Well, you certainly do it neat and tidy. I thought you never could handle a gun.
Can't tell what you'll do in an emergency.
I think Mr. McArdle knows a lot about guns.
Sheriff, there's another one. I thought I killed you.
You might have if I hadn't put a blank in that gun you rigged on your buggy. An Indian came in your store earlier. Where is he?
I don't know.
Let's take him inside. And Sheriff, you'd better watch him. He's like a rattler.
Get that body over at the corner. I'll see to it later. Inside.
But, Sheriff, I was only doing my duty.
All right, we'll find out.
The man was robbing a bank.
I said all right, we'd find out.
Don't you want him stopped?
Tonto! 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 All right, Feeney. Where is he?
Well, this is a little surprising. When a man shoots a bank robber, he expects to be treated as a hero.
What did you do with the Indian?
Instead of that, I'm being treated as a bandit's accomplice.
Feeney, did you shoot Dave Watkin yesterday?
I shot someone that tried to hold me up. Any man has a right to protect himself.
When you get right down to it, there's no case against this fella. Nothing that we can prove.
You were carrying bags of soil in the back of your buggy. Why?
I don't have to answer that.
The same kind of soil that's on this towel. Lots of it. As though a man had been digging and hadn't time to wash all of it off his hands. What was that?
Sounded like a bell coming from somewhere. Don't move! Now I'm convinced.
Half of them genuine, the other half counterfeit. And this could have gone on for years.
I think it was an inspiration to have a bank pass my stuff.
It was a clever swindle. But all lawbreakers outsmart themselves. These plates, and the things we found in your tunnel, will make very convincing evidence.
Feeney, I hope they clap you in a jug so deep and thick you won't get out if you tunnel from now until the last trumpet. You plumb blasted my faith in human nature. You made a fool out of me and everybody else in this town.
Your friends are leaving. Don't you want to say goodbye to them?
I wouldn't take my hands or eyes off of you for a second.
I don't blame you. I don't come any smarter. Unless maybe that fella in the mask.
He's smarter than any crook in the West, Feeney.
Who is he?
Don't you know? He's the Lone Ranger.
I'll get over! Ahoy! Be with the Lone Ranger and Tonto same time next week for new dangers in another thrill-packed adventure. The Lone Ranger rides again.